Let us prepare, make some good profits today. Market lifters, beautiful clues right here. And we grab the bearish island, isn't it? You see that for yourself. I will talk about that later. But this is such beautiful clue here, even though it's pretty ugly. But if you learn to be able to identify the algorithms, this will be very beautiful clues for you to find profits in the charts. Now today, in a nutshell, 2 p.m. Powell started speaking, and already at 1 p.m. right here. Now this was before anything even started happening, and we already identified the green algorithm, so that helped. And when you can understand this, you can see it so much better, that inverse head and shoulder pattern. I will show you some of the technicals in this trade later, and more importantly, understanding to see how cups have closed right here. Now it's important you pay close attention to this, because just take a look at 1 o'clock as well. I talked about waiting for cup close, especially when the teal is closing down, and I want you to see how a handle can be forming here. So I want you to pay close attention to this, very importantly. Now, first things first, at 1 p.m. here, right, we talked about that selling, and you saw the teal building liquidity here. Let's talk about this head from that inverse head and shoulder pattern, because that also can be quickly determined at 207 right there. Once you're able to identify the magenta algorithm together with the 5-day moving average, the liquidity there was quite straightforward. It was quite clear, and there's plenty of structure here, especially with the orange as well. And you see how the orange penny perfect right there, giving us the beautiful green precision algorithm all the way down as well. So this one, the first trade that I caught, couple of 100% trades here. I caught one here and one here, so a couple of 100% trades. Absolutely beautiful right there. Now remember, we were also waiting out for that inverse head and shoulder pattern, isn't it, of that teal, as I was talking about. And so one of the beautiful entries was here. I want to show you a microstructure that was right here of that 5-day moving average. If you see it, you cannot unsee it. And just this very simple structure that I managed to catch. This was about a 100% trade as well. And this was just a small move in comparison to the entire move right there. So you have to understand that you can afford to wait, even if you miss this move up on the breakout of that, because we wanted to see more confirmation, isn't it? And once you're able to see that microstructure here, now take a look at the teal. I just want you to see the teal penny perfect right there. This was my entry. If you're wondering, it's the teal algorithm that was the giveaway, and you were able to see that nested structure right there, nested right shoulder. And now you will see as well that the teal could be building more liquidity right here. So we will pay close attention to that. But anyway, quite straightforward day. Trader structure demands, if you were gambling either direction, up or down, the market would have just completely destroyed you. So learn to find profits in the charts. Very important, especially on large days like FOMC here as well. Now we can do this every day, isn't it? As you have seen for yourself. It doesn't matter how the chart moves. If you have the skill to learn to identify the algorithms and find profits in the charts, you can do this every single day, as I've shown you. So please take some time, study, learn, review, and most importantly, build a strong foundation for yourself so you can have the skill that you can use every single day for the rest of your life. Now, it's about learning this skill, this lifetime skill, so you can do this for the rest of your life by learning to find 5-figure profit trades. And I've shown you it's very possible to do it, but it's a long-term skill you need to learn. So don't rush this. And most importantly, please do not join if you're looking for signals. Signals will ruin you. You need to learn this skill for a lifetime. So you can do this every single day for the rest of your life. And we're talking about $10,000 a day. Not a month, mind you. Every single day. This skill is worth every ounce of your energy and determination to learn and master. It's not going to be easy, why should it? But it is possible. Stay focused. Run this race strong. It will be life-changing, not just financially, but you will see how trading will make you a better person. Stay focused. We got this. Now, where do we go from here? Well, firstly, you saw the blue algorithm building liquidity, isn't it? And the yellow too. So we had some quite easy shorts right at the start of the day, especially with that orange algorithm as well. And you saw how the bears grabbed this liquidity here, pushing all the way down, as you see from this bottom wick from that red candle here. Now, this will be important. I will talk a little bit about that now. But however, you see, we also rejected here off that green algorithm. Now, this is very simple. You have to pay close attention because this can still be that liquidity that's building. I talked about a cup that's closing. The cup is closed here as well, waiting out for a handle. And you have to be looking out for the handle here. Now, this is complicated things. So you have to learn to be watching from the 1 minute chart and translating it a little better from here. Now you see how this green has been building liquidity here together with the teal. So ideally, what will happen is that we grab more liquidity before we start pushing out from that liquidity zone here. So pay close attention to that 659 where that 5-day moving average will be. So that 5-day moving average will be a very important point of tomorrow's liquidity. You have to pay very, very close attention to that. Now magenta is where you have to pay close attention to because you see it's building liquidity, and I need to be looking out for that breakout there. Hopefully we get a deeper structure from here, especially flushing out all these sellers if this wants to head out. So use the 1 minute chart to help you guide, translate this microstructure a little bit more. Now, however, you have to be very careful because cup closes are mostly like that. You see cup closes like that, especially off that yellow algorithm. So you have to be more mindful here because when cups close, there will always be significant bounces because they're soaking up all the buyers from this region here. So when that happens, you have to be looking out for structure here. If this wants to head down, I want you to pay close attention. 5-day will start trending down, and that means that we will start trading below that level here where this liquidity is. So this liquidity is quite important. I will talk about that later. But in the macro structure, for now, you will see that 5-day will start trending down, especially if we do start rejecting the range by selling the news. So you have to be looking out. If the 5-day start trending down, that's when we start trading below the 5-day moving average. 5-day turn into resistance, we form a structure of this yellow algorithm and we start heading down, completing the cup and the handle from this yellow algorithm. So pay close attention, especially the selling. You have seen that the orange has started selling here. So look out for that orange selling continuation if this wants to head down from here. Now, on the higher range here, this 5-day moving average will be a very important indicator here. You also do see that magenta is still building liquidity here. So tomorrow, pay close attention if we do continue to have some sort of buying and we grab liquidity of that 5-day moving average there. Now, it's not so clear now on the 30-minute chart because of all these engulfing candles. So you have to learn to be looking out for the algorithms here by using the 1 minute chart as I've shown you to be translating them here. That magenta that I shown you earlier is still where this blue algorithm is. So that's quite important. Remember, as I told you, if you are tapering in blue, you have to be more careful, more mindful, right? If we were grabbing more liquidity on the way down, you have to be very careful of this. And by then, you will see 5-day moving average turn into some sort of resistance in the structure as well. So just pay close attention to this. This may be very dangerous, especially as we approach Friday. It will be triple witching. So you have to be very careful of this liquidity wedge right here. It's a large range, and there will always be profits to be found in the charts. But if you can help it, especially 5 days, going to start trending into the center of this wedge, try to keep your size, your contract sizes lower before we start having clearer structure to break out of this. Still plenty of profits to be found, but you have to be more defensive now, especially when you see there is clear liquidity that's forming wait and be patient, especially as we wait for the end of the week. Wrap up the week strong, yes. Thank you very much for watching. See you closer to opening bell.